Okay, this is day 2 in June of 2022 of my eating on the starch solution, and my main goal now is to not gain back the losses that I achieved in my 20-day juice fast and before my 30-day juice fast before that. And I weighed in at 134, which is very reasonable because I when I was fasting, I was 132. A 2-pound gain is very reasonable once one starts to ingest food. And I started out with oatmeal, and I really watched my portion, how much I made, and I didn't have to throw anything away today, which was great. I used like really half a cup, maybe a little less, some raisins, and what else did I have? I did some yoga when I got up. Actually, I was only 133.8, not 134. I just had that written down. I had to go to church, so I got up early. I did my yoga, I meditated, had my breakfast, and I was so happy when I went down to church that I didn't have to take all my juice with me. Like for the past, month, practically, I've been having to juice up and bring all my thermoses and make sure I have variety so I can get through the whole day if I'm going to be there for longer. And it was just such a pleasure to be able to just go to church. However, I did take along with me the leftovers from the Mexican food last night because I only ate half and I had half. And I added to the container some rice that I had, some corn, and some sriracha. And then I took in a separate container some cut up melon. Oh yeah, and I had some melon this morning too. Some cut up melon because they at this dinner after church they always have cake and cupcakes, stuff like that I really love, cookies. And I didn't want to even be tempted. And I don't eat the food that they eat, especially. There was stuff there I probably could have eaten. There was spaghetti, and I might have had meat sauce. I'm not even sure. They had potato salad. I mean, it's not vegetarian. It's just not on my diet. So I was so happy. Went down. I had a nice little lunch. Heated it up in the mic for 3 minutes, and it was really tasty. Really, really tasty. So satisfying. And then I had a half of the melon. I left the other half at Gary's by mistake. And I had my green tea with me, so I drank my green tea. And then I came home and had an apple for a snack when I came home. So I was really happy. And I haven't even eaten the whole apple. I have the rest of it in the refrigerator. And if I'm in a metabolic framework where fresh fruit is a snack, that's a good place for me to be. And I worked outside. I did a lot of yard work and this and that all day long. And when I came in before I meditated, I wanted to have some hummus crackers, some of my, fat-free flax hummus crackers with hummus on it. And I had that, and I thought, oh, let me add a tomato, let me add some sprouts, let me add some onion, let me add some pepper, let me add some sriracha. I already added sriracha to it. And so I had just another one of those little salads. And then I meditated. But the big thing is today in the mail, I got the portion control, that plastic thing. And boy, was that helpful. It's really helpful. I cooked some stir-fried vegetables for dinner, and I took a cup and I made half a cup of stir-fried vegetables. They were frozen. I added some sauce, some light sauce to it. I took a half a cup of rice, and it was already cooked, so I put it in boiling water to heat it up. I took some tofu, like an eighth of a cup of tofu, or I don't even know if it was an eighth of a cup, not a lot. And I put it in the air fryer. And then I took some of my tricolored cabbage salad, and I took a half a cup of that. And this plate, which I don't have right here, but it has holes in it, and if you put it to the top, it's a cup. Half is a half a cup. I had already measured it, so I put this portion control thing on my plate. I put the cabbage in one hole. I put the rice in the other one. I put the vegetables in the other one. I put the tofu. They have a place for its meats or fish. I put tofu in there. And I poured the gravy over the vegetables. And when you lift up the portion control, everything is in its own spot. And one of the goals of this portion thing is to eat variety, like to eat a vegetable, a starch, a protein, a salad maybe. And, you know, it works. And I like the fact that everything is separated. Now, when I eat it, I mush it all up together. But there's something about having everything separated that it's just a different way to do it. And to have the portions so that you're not eating too much. And I had a lot of variety, so it was very satisfying. Had a little salad, a little crispy cabbage salad, a tasty light sauce. I used a little cornstarch in it to make it a little bit thicker. Spiced it up with some cooking sherry and some soy sauce, some rice vinegar, and a little date sugar for sweetener. Just a little bit because I didn't make too much sauce. And it was a very satisfying platter. And the thing afterwards, I wasn't too full, but I was just satisfied. And then I sat for a little bit after I ate, which you're actually supposed to do. You're supposed to not eat till you're overly full, because apparently the food doesn't really get all its fullness till like 10 or 15 minutes afterwards. And I just sat there and I thought, you know, what do you want? Would you like some, wish I had like some canned pears or something, you know, some nice fruit dessert, because I always like something sweet. I want to get a bag of dates so that after my meal I could have like a couple of dates. But I just sat there and I thought, I'll have some hibiscus tea. So I made some hot hibiscus tea and I drank that, and that was it. Didn't get any dessert. I was thinking about making some oatmeal cookies, but I'd like to try to stay away from those as long as possible. Getting into the Cookie Monster thing. Even if it's like oatmeal, all low glycemic, just like to stay on the fruit for my sweets if I can. So on day 2, it was a good day. I ate lightly. The Mexican food left over it had cheese in it, and it was, I'm sure, cooked with oil, but it was not too much of it. It was just a nice meal. And the dinner was a big success with the portion control. And I'm going to continue my plan is to continue with that as I go forward. So things are looking up. Did a lot of yard work and got a lot done today. And this whole portion thing is a new thing for me. I have never been really very aware of portions and keeping them small. I don't know why, but now I am. So this is my new methodology, along with a whole lot of other stuff. Okay, day 2.